The School of Hard Knocks 24 took place at the Spectra Place in Estevan. Amateur fighters from across Canada battled it out in the Hard Knocks cage.
To the School of Hard Knocks.
Ladies and gentlemen, this School of Hard Knocks fight is an amateur bout in the 175-pound division and is brought to you by Hawkeye Inspections. And now, let's meet the fighters. He's coming to you out of Kenora, Ontario. This is Cody Pulse.
Cody Pulse comes to us from United Fighter Mixed Martial Arts in Kenora, Ontario, a gym that's very familiar to us here in the Hard Knocks Fighting Championship, of course run by Jesse the Water Bongfeld. You'll see him coming down to cage there. You can see the back of him at the moment, but as he comes down to cage side, a former UFC fighter and now training fighters in his own United Fighter gym in Kenora.
And this is a bit of a comeback fight for Cody. He was training, took a year off, but he's been on seriously for the last 3 months. So we'll see how all that hard work comes in. He's winless, his first amateur fight here tonight. And same thing of his opponent this evening. So the first fight for both men, we'll see how they can both get off to a good start here.
And his opponent. He's fighting out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. This is Tyson Haynes.
So Tyson Haynes coming down to the cage out of Ultimate Muay Thai in Winnipeg, weighed in at 173 pounds, and says he's looking forward to making his MMA debut, just 18 years old, Steve.
And that could be a factor because Cody's 28, so a 10-year difference here. However, the experience is pretty similar, so we'll see how that matches up here. And again, talking to Tyson, looking for the kicks tonight. Might want to bring down the tree there of Cody Pulse with some kicks, and that might be a good idea by looking at the size of Cody over there.
Well, and it's interesting when we were talking to Tyson earlier, and he mentioned, yeah, I like to kick people. One of his training partners that was sitting in the room said, yeah, does he ever? So even his training partners don't like feeling the effect of Tyson's kicks, and that's in training, so it'll be interesting to see what he's able to do when he's going for real here against an opponent.
And now, the official Hard Knocks fighter introductions. In the Power Dodge blue corner, it's his amateur debut. He's 28 years old and stands 5 feet, 9 inches tall. He weighed in at 174 1/2 pounds, fighting out of United Fighter MMA from Kenora. Please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, Cody Pulse! And in the Boston Pizza red corner, it's his amateur debut. He's 18 years old and stands 5 feet, 10 inches tall. It weighed in at 173 1/2 pounds, fighting out of Ultimate Muay Thai from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, Tyson Haynes! This bout will be contested under amateur rules. The referee in charge of the Hard Knocks action is Mr. Elvis Lyon.
So Elvis Lyon in charge of the action as Tyson Haynes comes out of the red corner in the red trunks. Black trunks out of the blue corner for Cody Pulls as we are ready and set to go here for our second fight of the night from the School of Hard Knocks 24, live from Estevan, Saskatchewan at Spectra Place.
And some stiff looks by each man as that fight was being announced. Ready to go here, and some kick tries here by Tyson, but not connecting as Pulls gets out of the way.
Big swing there from Pulls, checked by Tyson though, and he drives him to the ground. Although a nice recovery there to get back up from Pulls.
And we'll see how Haynes can recover from this. He's taking some shots to the ribs right now, but he's mending them okay, trying to get out of this grasp now and try and get on some offense.
And Pulls bleeding from the elbow now after that takedown attempt. Not sure that will necessarily affect him here in the short or long term, but there is that blood to be aware of on his elbow.
Could be a confidence boost for Haynes, you know, see some blood on the opponent, maybe put some edge into his strikes. But right now he's taking some strikes and he's got to get out of this grasp.
Some nice knees there from Pulls as well.
Both men standing up so far, and neither one getting a real advantage so far. We'll see if he gets to the ground at some point.
Well, and it's interesting, in talking to Cody Pulls, he said he was hoping for a Greco-Roman based attack, and that's kind of what we've seen thus far. Big right hand there though from Tyson, knocked the mouth guard out of Cody's mouth. He popped it back in though. So it's something to be wary of when an opponent hits you hard enough to dislodge your mouthpiece.
That's definitely a distraction, and now here's Tyson trying to get a takedown here, but it's not quite happening. And there's another swinging left hand, and that got the side of his head, but he seems to be okay as Holmes shakes it off. Or Haynes, I apologize.
Haynes stalking Pulls at the moment.
Pulls got a smile on his face.
Nice little combination, but not much damage done by Haynes. Both fighters breathing with their mouths wide open.
And we're still early in the first round here. We'll see how that fatigue factors in here, especially if both men standing up for the majority of this fight so far. That was a solid knee.
Big knee coming right in front of us here at the announce table. As Pulls getting a lot of advice from his corner. Trying to reach under and secure a single leg. Gonna look to drive through that, but did leave himself a little bit open for the guillotine.
Got to act quick here if 21 seconds left in the first round here.
Again, it's Pulls with Haynes up against the cage. Driving a couple knees now. Amateur rules here in Estevan, Saskatchewan. No knees, elbows, or kicks to the head of an opponent.
Speaking of the head, Pulls teeing off right now.
Big punches coming with just a few seconds left. Round number one comes to a close with Haynes on the run and Pulls trying to track him down, but doesn't get there in time, and Haynes will survive to fight into round number two. Looked like Pulls just about caught him there near the end of the first round.
Yeah, he heard that 15-second warning, and he started teeing off on him right there, his lefts and rights. And Haynes didn't take any big shots, but he did take some to the side of the head, which can be just as effective to the forehead, and he avoided a knockout there.
Both coaches for these fighters, celebrated Canadian athletes. Jesse Bongfeld, of course, made it to the UFC. In the other corner of Tyson Haynes, it's Brian Kelly, Canadian kickboxing champion. So some serious pedigree from these fighters as they get it from coaches. And when talking to them, they say, oh, it's great to have a coach of that caliber on my sideline. And then in the same breath, they'll say, well, it's nice that that guy has a great coach, but, you know, I'm still going to be able to beat him. So,
yeah, no kidding. And we'll see how that pedigree turns out the second round. Definitely Pulls the winner in that first round, if you ask me. That was a good shot there by Haynes.
Nice uppercut as Pulls was coming through for the takedown and was shoved aside and hit with a nice uppercut. And again, charging forward, Haynes landing the counter punch, and Poles coming back in again, trying to attack. Nice kick to the midsection there.
I'm wondering if Haynes' coach warned him about these counter punches, because the first 2 shots there, he had a reaction and connected. So that's something to watch out for here.
And a third counter punch landed while you were saying it, doing a very effective job. Tried again that time, just missed on the big swing. But it seems like Poles' punches are coming from a little more outside than Haynes are.
And we were momentarily on the mat there, and now both men trying for another takedown. Haynes some more energy this round. There he's got a nice takedown, and he's got a mount here.
In the guard of Poles, Haynes trying to get a hand free.
And kind of tough to see what's going on from our angle here, but Haynes still on top, trying to get some arms free, as you mentioned. And Poles is trying to fight him off here.
Again, no knees or elbows to the head here in this position, but we do have the ground and pound blows to the head, which we don't have in every Hard Knock City, but you will see it here with the amateurs tonight.
Poles doing a good job here fighting out, and now he's on his feet. Good job there.
A nice exchange for Haynes. Got to score points in the judges' scorecards there as he came out, secured the takedown, landed a couple strikes. Poles might have gotten up, but Haynes did a good job of making a good impression on the judges.
Oh yeah, I think his message definitely sent that he's here for a long haul, and that first round, hey, that's been the past. Second round, this looking like Haynes' round so far.
Just over a minute to go here according to the endurance fight clock, and a big swing there coming from the hand of Poles. And again, looking for the counter punch, it seems like, is Tyson Haynes, but there was a big swing by both fighters, neither one connecting. A jab gets through as Poles drives towards the cage, looking to secure a takedown of his own. Nice double leg.
Haynes has got a head locked up here, looking for a guillotine, it looks like, but Poles fights it off. Now they're back on their feet. But down they go again, and Haynes looking very aggressive this fight.
A nice slam there from Haynes to re-emphasize in the judges' minds that he's dominated this round so far, as at the moment, not much action there. Looking for a guillotine choke, but not going to get it from that angle is Cody Poles.
And I'm wondering about Poles' fatigue right now. He's throwing some haymakers, definitely a sign of fatigue. And they haven't been connecting, and those got to be tiring him out as well, especially fighting off Haynes, who's on top of him right now.
Haynes continuing to work from the guard position, and that's the end of round number 2. Haynes and Poles going to a third and final round here in our second fight of the night.
And Poles on one knee right now.
And Brian Kelly making sure to point that out to Tyson Haynes to say, look how tired he is. Look at what you've done to him, and look at what you can continue to do if you keep pushing forward. And we talk about it a lot here in the Hard Knocks Fighting Championship about guys who take a stool or stand between rounds, and how some coaches, it's consistency that's key there. If you don't take a stool in round number 1, you can't take a seat in round number 2, or you'll let your opponent know that you're tired and that you're getting to them. And right now, Cody down on one knee in the corner. Well, Tyson looks refreshed on the other side of the cage.
Yeah, he looks ready to go. He's ready for round 3, and Tyson, Cody, I wonder, now he's on his feet at least. And Harmon's hands on his hips, Tyson in his stance. This looks like it could be a long round for Cody here.
Bringing him in to touch gloves before the round starts. And we are now underway. Third and final round between Poles in the black trunks, Haynes in the red trunks. And for my money, this round's got to matter, because at this point, I probably have each fighter with a round.
I agree.
The first one was a lot closer than the second one, but I did give it to Poles.
Yeah, the late flurry in the first round put Poles ahead, but like you mentioned, Haynes took that second round hands down. And right now, both fighters kind of hesitant. Now there's a good kick there, but it didn't quite connect. And I'm wondering if Haynes is still waiting for that counter shot.
Haynes stalking him now. Looking, like you mentioned, for that counter punch, but nothing landing. Of course, it's hard to counter a punch if no punch gets thrown.
That is true.
So if you've got 2 counter punchers going side to side or head to head, that's just a whole lot of dancing.
And also looking for those kicks Haynes was talking about. I haven't seen those since the first round, I don't think. But right now it's been effective on his counterattack, and another try there, but set away by Poles.
Haynes continuing to work, as is Poles.
Here's a kick.
Tries the big head kick, but that one goes wide. Minute 35 now left in the third and final round.
And if you're Haynes, I would really try and force the issue here, as I'm not sure. There's a good shot. Mouth guard flies out.
Huge punch there. Mouth guard flew out of the mouth of Cody Poles. A big punch coming from Tyson Haynes, but to his credit, Cody Poles did not flinch at all, just he was right ready to come back forward. Of course, Elvis Lyons, and we'll see the replay here as we can see the mouthpiece come flying out, I believe just momentarily.
That's the definition of a slobber knocker, I think.
Yeah, both fighters back underway, throwing each other up against the cage, stalking one another with not much time left on the clock here in round number 3. Both these fighters continuing to go down. 1 minute left, big swings coming. Maybe both fighters feeling that they need to finish, knowing that round number 1 and 2 were close rounds, but were likely a split.
And right now, Haynes has landed a few more shots, including that big mouthpiece shot. And I'm sure Poles is aware of this, so I'm surprised to see him hesitate here. Now he swings, but Haynes avoids it.
A nice counter punch again from Haynes. Ducks under the punch of Poles, who at this point seems to be throwing from the waist.
He really is. He's really digging deep on these haymakers, and they just aren't working out for him. He's yet to land a really solid one.
Continuing to move. And again, another counter punch. And it's interesting, it looked like Poles was throwing out a feint trying to time the counter punch there a moment ago. A nice leg kick from Haynes. Just 10 seconds left in this fight, and one of these two is going to try and make an impression on the judges.
Yeah, that's
a nice takedown from Poles, but Haynes springs back up out of it, and it'll be going to the judges' scorecards here as this fight comes to a close. Cody Poles and Tyson Haynes will await the word of our judges to decide the victor here in our second fight of the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the official decision brought to you by Hawkeye Inspections. The winner by unanimous decision in the red corner, Tyson Haynes!
Find out more about Hard Knocks Fighting and upcoming Hard Knocks events. Please visit hardknocksfighting.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, this school Hard Knocks fight is an amateur bout in the heavyweight division and is brought to you by Endurance Oilfield. And now, let's meet the fighters. He's fighting out of Moose Jaw. This is Steve Arns.
Barnes comes to us out of Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, an independent fighter that you may remember from Hard Knocks 21, where he fought Wade Baldwin in an 8.5-minute slugfest, where the two of them just went toe-to-toe and swung from the waist. Decidedly a bad game plan, according to Steven, but was surprised that Wade could take everything he had and figures he's going to change it up a little bit tonight.
Steve looking to kind of mix things up tonight, and he thinks he has the advantage on the ground tonight, so he might try and go there and work the ground and pound and see what he can do on the ground this time.
And his opponent. He's fighting out of Estevan. This is Felix Jimenez.
Felix Jimenez coming down to us out of Estevan Combat Sport, and you can tell that the crowd loves Felix here as they give him a nice cheer as he makes his way down to the cage. He's got Jesse Bongfeld in his corner. Now, he doesn't train out of Jesse's gym, but his wife is Jesse's cousin, and Jesse keeps going to his wife and insisting that Felix continue to fight because he's got what he thinks is a future in the sport, and feels that just a couple of errors have cost him his fight so far, but he's got a future and needs to continue fighting to do that.
And you mentioned errors. Felix admitted last fight he slipped, and he got caught by a big shot from Devin Smith, which knocked him out. And that was early in the first round. So he's trying to work on just the minor things, just stay in his game plan, not be too aggressive, just work his magic and hopefully get some shots in on Aaron's, which I'm sure he's excited to do after his last fight, like I mentioned. Didn't last too long.
No, we know Aaron's can throw, and in talking to Felix, he said he knows that he needs to avoid those haymakers and work on his speed, and that's certainly one thing that Felix the Cat has in abundance is speed, as he's getting set to come into the cage here momentarily. But it's interesting, when I asked him the game plan, he said, well, I'm going to not try and kick him in the head, because it was a head kick against Devin Smith that he feels like it cost him the fight.
And now, the official Hard Knocks fighter introductions. In the Power Dodge blue corner, he's 1-0 as an amateur, 25 years old, and stands 6 feet, 3 inches tall. He weighed in at 256.5 pounds, fighting as an independent from Moose Jaw. Please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, Steven Arns. And in the Boston Pizza red corner, he's 0-1 as an amateur, 35 years old, and stands 6 feet, 2 inches tall. He weighed in at 228 pounds, fighting as an independent from your hometown. Please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, Felix the Cat Jimenez. This bout will be conducted under amateur rules. The referee in charge of the Hard Knocks action is Mr. Lucien Phillips.
Lucien Phillips in charge of the cage, and as the cage doors close, we've got Steven Arns in the red and black trunks out of the blue corner. All red trunks for Felix Jimenez as he gets set to come out. Felix looking a little heavier than we've seen him in the past, and a big rush out from Arns. Again, former D lineman, so you know he's going to be quick off the run, but Felix with a nice takedown there, working his judo.
It's almost like Felix was expecting that rush, as he handled it pretty well, got a takedown out of it, and now he's trying to work on the offense on top of Arns on the ground here.
Jimenez on top of Arns after, again, a nice judo takedown. Some nice punches there from Felix. We know Arns has a chin, as he took it on the chin several times against Wade Baldwin.
And right now, Felix not really getting too many shots and trying to get a good position, but Arns using his strength to hold off Felix here. And the ref kind of gets some movement here, but both men not getting a good grip.
Felix trying to find an opening and eventually gets a hand through. Arns doing a good job, though, of defending from here and not allowing much damage as he tries to get back to a full guard.
And Felix trying to get back on top here, but now some hands to the face there. And there's a coincidental finger to the eye there, which the ref warned about. Now there's a shot there by Felix, and Arns trying to be careful here.
Jimenez still landing a couple shots from the top. Referee imploring them to work, and he does as he drops a couple punches.
It's kind of an awkward spot for Arns. He's kind of half rolled on top on the cage there, so his leverage might be affected in trying to fend off these punches and use his strength to get out of this.
Again, doing a good job of wrist control for the most part on Felix, although Felix does now free a hand and landed a shot to the body. Both fighters now continuing to struggle here in the early going, halfway or almost through round number one. Just 1 minute left according to our endurance time clock.
And now trying to get an elbow here towards the neck area is Felix. He's trying to discomfort Arns as much as he can here, and there's a good shot.
That was a big left hand from Felix Jimenez.
And the impact definitely felt there by Aarons. He's got to avoid those at all costs. And he's sorry, go ahead.
So far, so good. I was going to say for Felix, though, as he continues to be on top, as he has been now for about the last 2 minutes. An early flurry and early bull rush from Steven Aarons left him open to a judo throw, which was executed by Felix. And after that, it's been all Felix Jimenez on top. And a good job of defense, but not going to score any points that way, is Steven Aarons.
And some noticeable marks on Aarons' forehead already, so there's some more shots. Felix looking really comfortable in this first round. Another shot.
So a great first round from Felix Jimenez, who puts together his most impressive performance in the Hard Knocks cage to date. Steven Aarons looking out a little upset with how that first round went. Walked away shaking his head, but is still standing, which almost wasn't the case at the end of the first round in the Baldwin fight, as both fighters had kind of punched themselves out by that point. But it'll be interesting to see here in round number 2, and we see here Felix Jimenez on top. I believe this is near the end of the first round, as Jimenez is going to look to posture up and land some strikes here, and probably his biggest individual flurry while on top in round number 1.
Yeah, he's got to be happy with his performance. Like you mentioned, that judo takedown just set everything up. And I'm sure Aarons is feeling the effects of this. He used a lot of energy and didn't get much offense. And that's not a good combination you want, especially against a man the size of Felix Jimenez.
So Jimenez again in the red trunks out of the red corner, red and black death clutch trunks for Steven Aarons, who is bleeding from the nose at this point in the fight, also breathing pretty heavy. It's an interesting flip from football to MMA. You move from 15-second plays to 3-minute rounds, and that's a really different type of athleticism required once you get in the cage.
And a bit more conservative burst out of the corner, this time from Aarons, and now he's trying to get some shots in.
With the bull rush still coming, and now he's landing some punches. He has Jimenez up against the cage. Jimenez did land a nice leg kick early and had him down to one knee, but again, this is something that Aarons has done at a very high level, which is push against another man. But at that point, tripping was illegal, and Jimenez may have a choke in. He's trying to get that choke in deep, and we'll see whether or not Aarons taps here, as the far hand looks like he's tapping. This fight is all over. Felix Jimenez gets the first win of his mixed martial arts career, and Steven Aarons will suffer from a guillotine choke, and Felix Jimenez celebrating in the center of the cage as he is ecstatic with his victory.
Yeah, he's fired up, and reason to be. He dominated that fight. First round on the ground, hammer and pounding, and then he caught him with the guillotine, it looks like. And Aarons, no choice but to tap, as Jimenez had that locked in very good here. As we get the replay now.
To the Days Inn, the official Hard Knocks hotel for fighters and out-of-town guests. Their generosity with rooms for Hard Knocks fighters, staff, and fans is greatly appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the official decision, brought to you by Endurance Oil Field. At 29 seconds in the second round, the winner, due to tap out via guillotine choke, in the red corner, Felix the Cat Jimenez.
Felix, we'll get you in the center of the cage here. We talked last night in your pre-fight interview, and you said that after 2 fights of not getting to talk to me afterwards, you were gonna make sure that tonight was the night you got to do your post-fight interview too.
Right on, that's right.
Now we've got a replay queued up here for you. Why don't you walk us through the finish?
Oh, that's beautiful work right there. I know he wanted to take me down, so I just, like, as soon as I got that clinch in there, I knew he was done. He was done. I was just waiting for him to tap out, so I knew he was done right away, so.
You talked about needing to work on your ground game when I talked to you last time, and looked like tonight you took the bull rush, you executed the judo throw, and from that, you really controlled the game on the ground.
That's right. I've been working a little bit in that judo, so watch out, Davis, man. I'm coming for you too. So
He wants another shot at Devin Smith, and I'm sure you got coaches that'll help you get there.
You better believe it. Thanks to Louis, Travis, and Jesse Bonfield for helping me out to get here where I'm at right now. So I wouldn't be able to do it without them. I know the sponsors like TSNM, like all those people from Excel Fitness and everybody that helped me out to get here. Thanks to everybody. I know the fans that come out and support too. Thank you guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for your winner, Felix Jimenez.
To find out more about Hard Knocks Fighting and upcoming Hard Knocks events, please visit hardknocksfighting.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, this school Hard Knocks fight is an amateur bout in the 145-pound division and is brought to you by Signal Direct. And now, the official Hard Knocks fighter introductions. In the Power Dodge blue corner, he's 1-0 as an amateur, 17 years old, and stands 5 feet, 7 inches tall. He weighed in at 144.5 pounds, fighting out of United Fighter MMA from Kenora. Please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, Madison Maya. And in the Boston Pizza red corner, it's his amateur debut. He's 16 years old and stands 6 feet tall. He weighed in at 144.5 pounds, fighting out of Leading Edge MMA from Thunder Bay. Please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, Curtis Dirty Curdy Richard. This bout will be contested under amateur rules. The referee in charge of the Hard Knocks action is Mr. Elvis Lyon.
Elvis Lyon back in charge in the Hard Knocks cage as Curtis Richard comes out of the red corner in the black and white Canada trunks, the white trunks with red and blue trim for Madison Maya, who comes out with a quick kick after the fist touch, and Richards throws him up against the fence. Both these guys going back and forth up against the fence, and it's Richard with the advantage now.
Well, Maya feels a stand-up is an advantage for him, so he's trying to maybe enforce that right here, as he's got the smaller man, or sorry, he's being pinned against the cage right now and taking some knees as we speak.
Richard throws a couple fists. Landed one to the midsection, the one to the head blocked a little.
Richard really using that leverage advantage right now, and he's just towering over Matty Maya. But Maya doing a good job here of avoiding any major harm, but at the same time, not getting much offense.
Couple punches and some knees exchanged. Richard thought about the guillotine, but Maya grabbed that out and held it off. Trying to flip over and roll him into a choke. It may be an arm-in guillotine here up against the cage. Curtis Richard trouble. Trying to take Matty Maya down and doing everything he can. So far, doing a very good job of keeping Maya up against the cage.
Yeah, you gotta like the advantage he has here, but it does look like he wants to get that choke in. But Maya fighting it off, takes a knee. Now a nice takedown by Matty Maya, and now he's on top, going for the kill here.
A nice drive through there as well. Just put his head down and drove through the attempt, but looking for an arm bar and just slipping out. Matty Maya, Curtis Richard looking for an arm bar. Now he's rolled over, giving Maya his back. And with 1:24 left in the round, Maya doing a good job here now of battling off Curtis Richard. And Richard now might be in top, using a nice wall walk, but lost his arm. Maya trying to pop that free for the arm bar.
And Richard doing a good job here of squirming out of those submission attempts. But now he's got an arm locked up here. And Maya trying to get a good grip here. And now some repeated shots on both men's faces, returning the favor.
Both fighters continuing to drive fists down. And again, that arm ever in danger. Tap happens.
Wow.
Curtis Richard is defeated. Matty Maya comes up on the cage right here in front of us. and he will move to 2-0. Curtis Richard loses his first fight, and again, interesting to talk to Curtis's parents before the fight, saying it doesn't matter if he wins or loses tonight because it's an amateur fight, and that's what these are for, is to learn and get better, and he'll certainly be able to do that. But Matty Maia is successful in his second MMA fight, and you can see there the tap as Maia grabbed, and you can see him jump up right over top of us there, as Maia grabbed the arm of Richard and comes away with a victory.
And it was kind of odd. He was upside down. It looked like the blood was rushing to his head, but he got the submission.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the official decision, brought to you by Signal Direct. At 2 minutes and 18 seconds in the very first round, the winner by tap out due to armbar in the blue corner, Madison Maia.
Matty, we'll get you here, center of the cage. For a while there, it looked like he had you up against the cage. You might have been in some trouble with a guillotine. Quick flurry, and you won the fight.
It was a Darce choke, not a guillotine, but we planned that for a long time. I kind of had a feeling, well, we knew he was going to try the Darce choke, so we worked it, repped it out a little bit, and kind of like my last fight, I took him with the armbar, but it was a great fight. Thankful for the opponent. Want to say thanks to my Kenora folks out there, whole family. So just happy to be here. Great opportunity.
Now we got the replay here. It's just ending, but walk us through the final seconds here.
All I heard was from my corner straight, my legs out. And sometimes it's not as easy as it seems, but just kind of arc that back and keep busy, keep hitting. That's what I tried to do.
How many times in practice have you landed the armbar upside down?
Lots. All the time. It's one of my favorites.
Now I'm sure you got coaches and sponsors to thank as well.
My coach, JB, Jesse Bongfeld. It's my hero, Chris Harper. Mr. Anderson, Chris Anderson. Love you, boys. And my whole team back. They're great. Love them all.
All right, let's hear it one more time for your winner, Matty Maia.
To find out more about Hard Knocks Fighting and upcoming Hard Knocks events, please visit hardknocksfighting.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, this school Hard Knocks fight is an amateur bout in the 145-pound division and is brought to you by XS Gear and XL Fitness, Hard Knocks official weigh-in and gym. In the Power Dodge blue corner, it's his amateur debut. He's 20 years old and stands 5 feet, 9 inches tall. He weighed in at 142.5 pounds, fighting out of Team Grennan MMA and 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu from Brandon. Please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, Derek Lapierre. And in the Boston Pizza red corner, he's 1-0 as an amateur, 28 years old, and stands 5 feet, 10 inches tall. He weighed in at 143 pounds, fighting out of Ultimate Muay Thai from Winnipeg. Please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, Adam Zarillo. This bout will be contested under amateur rules. The referee in charge of the Hard Knocks action is Mr. Lucien Phillips.
Lucien Phillips, our referee, as Adam Zarillo gets set to go head-to-head with Derek Lapierre. Zarillo in the red corner and black trunks, the black shorts. And out of the blue corner comes Derek Lapierre. We are underway here in our 5th fight of the night.
And as we mentioned, the bombs are flying so far. Both men trying to get some shots in. And now a couple takedown attempts, but instead we're gonna get some wall action, it looks like.
Right up here in front of us, Zarillo and And LaPierre continually changing position back and forth, trying to rotate around, trying to secure an advantage.
And some good hip strength by both men, just blocking these takedown attempts. Some good strength in the lower body to keep us on their feet. Nice shot there as LaPierre connected on the right hand.
That was a nice jab by LaPierre, followed by a big right hand from Zerillo, and now Zerillo secures the takedown. He's in the half guard as he continues to look for the finish.
And we'll see how the ground game works for both these men here. As both mentioned, they want to get some strikes and cardio in, so the ground game not factoring in there, but right now just trying to gain some ground here.
Coaches for Derek LaPierre very vocal in what they want him to do, and you'll see that a lot, especially with amateur fighters. Not that pro fighters don't also get advice, but amateur fighters' corners very aggressive with their advice, especially when they feel like their opponent has a problem. And now a problem for Adam Zerillo as he is finding himself in an arm bar, trying to pull it free. At this point, he's got to get his hips a little lower or a little higher on the arm so he can really torque that elbow. Ate a right hand for his trouble, tried to scoot underneath and gave up the armbar attempt. Just really didn't have the ability to put that torque on the elbow.
And good strength there by Zerillo. He had LaPierre in midair of his one arm, dead weight. So good strength there to avoid a submission chance. And now he's on top after his good effort in defending that.
Zerillo out of Ultimate Muay Thai in Winnipeg, continuing now to drop bombs from the top as we've just passed the 2-minute mark in round number 1.
And LaPierre using his feet here, trying to avoid some attacks here. Foot to the face, how's that feel? And LaPierre trying to avoid any damage here and throwing some bombs while he's at it.
Nice bit of a slam there, taking his opponent's head to the canvas from Adam Zerillo, who has been on top now for the better part of a minute here. Found himself in some armbar trouble for a few moments, but otherwise has done a good job of controlling this round.
And now he's trying to get some kind of leg submission here. And LaPierre's got a smile on his face as if that is doing nothing to him. And he's still smiling, he's trying to roll over here, and now he's getting on top as LaPierre. But time running out, he gets a late fury here.
Just a few seconds remain in round number 1, and it's LaPierre on top trying to steal the round. It may not be enough, but psychologically that's got to do some damage as he winds up on top at the end of round number 1.
And that was dangerous. The highlight there, I got to think, was that armbar attempt from up top, but kudos to LaPierre as he fought out of it, or excuse me, as Zerillo as he fought out of it. And in the end, I think he might have earned himself a victory as he was on top for the majority of that round following. With the exception, as you mentioned, of that late fury by LaPierre, which might put a statement in the judge's mind.
Well, and we'll see the armbar attempt here on the replay. Again, just didn't get high enough up on the shoulder to get it done, and the referee right in there looking for the tap, but was never really able to torque that elbow over as much as he needed to in order to secure the submission.
A lot of wasted energy, you see. They might have tired him out pulling off all that might, but no submission chance and no damage done.
So round number 2 just about underway here, just closing the cage doors. They are ready, the fighters are ready, the official is ready, and we are underway for round number 2 at Hard Knocks 24 as Derek LaPierre in the black shorts takes on Adam Zerillo in the black trunks, and a nice judo throw there.
And now right back on top, it's LaPierre's turn to get some advantages here. He's winding up, good shot to the face there, and Zerillo is trying to avoid some headshots here.
And again, this is where that hand-to-hand combat skills that you learn in the military are going to come in handy. You're just down on the ground trying to punch a guy in the face as much as you can. And a nice pass there from the 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu fighter in Derek LaPierre as he postures up and now can drop bombs. A very high mount here, but he's doing it so that he can work some ground and pound and doing a very effective job in maybe erasing from the judges' minds a nice performance from Adam Zerillo in round number 1.
Yeah, tough position for Zerillo. He's got to be careful here. He's taking a few shots to the side of the head. He's got to do a better job of blocking those. And now a rollover chance and an arm submission. That is locked in.
That is deep. Adam Zerillo's arm is bending at an unnatural angle at the moment, and he's not giving up for nothing.
This is dangerous for him. He's got to get out of that, and he does somehow. Good job there. I thought he was going to tap there.
And maybe looking for an omoplata now on the shoulder, and that one squirts through. So Adam Zerillo's got rubber elbows. That's all I can see, and a nice slam there from Zerillo down onto LaPierre.
And a lot of hard here by Zerillo, not only not submitting, but now we had a mounting position. Now he's on the ground again.
And rolling right into a mount is LaPierre, and he is dropping bombs from the top. Trying to get out of it now, throwing the feet up in defense, and pulling him off is Zerillo. Both of these fighters doing an excellent job on the ground so far.
And just, again, I mentioned already, but the hip strength of Zerillo is incredible right now. And he's showing some heart here, taking some shots, but not quitting. And now LaPierre trying to get a final blow here.
Pinning the shoulder in a very high mount position is LaPierre, maybe looking to torque another elbow, but you gotta wonder, when you've already had that elbow at that angle and he didn't give up, if submissions might not be your best or submissions might not be your game plan anymore.
At the same time, Zerillo's taken a lot of shots to the face so far, so if you're LaPierre, you gotta be wondering, what do I gotta do to get this guy down here?
And a nice sweep there from Zerillo to end up in the guard of LaPierre that was as a result of having too much of a... And there's the tap. The choke taps out Adam Zerillo on the other side of us. Didn't see it from this angle, but the tap happens. The referee right on top of it, and a win for Derek LaPierre in his amateur debut.
And he is fired up, and his coach is just as fired up as they celebrate in the blue corner. And for Zerillo, you gotta give him some credit. He took a lot of shots there, but in the end, just wasn't enough as he got caught in a submission.
So we'll just wait for the official decision. You can see here on the replay from the other angle, rolling over and just securing the choke from the bottom. Not something that you're gonna see that often.
Ladies and gentlemen, while we wait for the official decision, a special thank you goes out to our official time clock sponsor, Endurance Oil, and the official replay sponsor, Industrial Electric. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the official decision, brought to you by XS Gear and XL Fitness. At 2 minutes and 31 seconds, in the second round, the winner by tap out due to arm triangle, in the blue corner, Derek LaPierre.
Derek, we'll get you here, center of the cage. Not a bad start to your amateur career.
I'd say.
That one was going back and forth. Now, we've got the arm bar up. That was at a pretty disturbing angle because I could see it. I'm not sure if his arms are made of rubber, but what are you thinking when he doesn't tap there?
I was so sure that I had that arm bar right there. Hips right to the ground. I'm like, man, his arm's not going to break. I'm not going to be able to get the arm bar. I don't know. Second try, and I couldn't get it, so thought I'd attack something else.
So now after that, you're rolling around quite a bit. Both of you getting the advantage, both of you having a mount at one point before you're able to lock on the arm triangle. How good does it feel to get the win that way?
Oh, it feels so good to get that win. Unbelievable. I've never felt like this in my life.
So I'm sure you got sponsors and coaches to thank as well.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my coach, Jesse Beltry, my team, Ethan Cornett, Brennan York, all the guys back at Team Grennan, MMA. And thank my girlfriend for putting up with listening to me talk about MMA for every day for the last 9 months. And I give a shout out to the Bama guys, and good luck in all your fights too, and good luck in everybody else's fight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for your winner, Derek LaPierre.